Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't know when you're watching this, hopefully before 2 p.m., but I'm not here to judge you. Today we are talking about deductive reasoning. So when did we talk about this? Thursday? Thursday we talked about inductive reasoning, and today we're talking about deductive reasoning. So inductive reasoning was about looking for patterns through observation, but deductive reasoning is using known facts to reach a logical conclusion. So instead of observations like we were looking at when we were drawing all the dots on the circles and connecting the lines, etc., this time we're using known facts, okay? And they might look a little bit like conditional statements. So with these folks, we also have the law of detachment. So it says if a conditional statement is true, so that's the if then, and its hypothesis is true. That's the part right after if. Then the conclusion is true. So if a conditional is true and its hypothesis is true, then the conclusion is true. So that's kind of a lot. Let's use an example to help us out. So here we have our conditional statement, and our hypothesis comes after the if. So our hypothesis is if Alicia scores 85 or greater on her test. Okay, so this is the hypothesis. Let's color code. She will earn an A as her final grade. Okay, so let's see if the conditional statement is true. It tells us Alicia scores an 89 on her test. Okay, so this makes the conditional true. Right, because she scored an 85 or higher. So that means that the conclusion is true. And again, the conclusion is the second part of the sentence. So we can logically conclude that Alicia got an A. Okay, we're just reasoning. We're using kind of logic, a little bit of common sense, right? If she scores an 89, maybe in her school, or I guess as her final grade. So she just needed an 85 or greater on this test so that her whole score would be an A. So since she did, we can just logically assume that she got an A. Okay, so the next thing, there's a little YouTube video if you want to watch. It kind of explains the law of syllogism, which sounds like a weird law, but it's something that we use all the time, or we make fun of sometimes all the time. Let's talk about it. So the law of syllogism says, and again, it's just going to be a lot of words, but once we do an example, you'll get it. Given two or more true, conditionals. Okay, so again, that's an if-then statement. you can link them together using shared hypothesis and conclusions, or hypotheses, I don't know. Okay, so for example, so it's kind of like if we have A equals B and B equals C, we can ignore the middle parts and say, oh, then that must mean that A equals C. That's what the law of syllogism says. If A equals B and B equals C, then that must mean that A equals B. Okay, that's kind of the mathematical way to do it, but let's do it with an actual example. So we need 2 or more conditionals. We need 2 if-then statements. So here's 1 and here's 2. Okay, so we've got, let's label our hypothesis, if it is sunny, our conclusion, then we will go to the park. Okay. Then our next hypothesis, if we go to the park, then we will play on the swings. Do you see how these two are the same thing? If it is sunny, then we will go to the park. If we go to park, then we will play on the swings. So the law of syllogism kind of squeezes the middle part together. So basically this is saying if it's sunny, then we will go to the park, and that means we'll play on the swings. The law of syllogism bypasses the middle guy and just connects the last two. If it is sunny, then we will play on the swings. Okay, we take the hypothesis from the first one. We get rid of or squeeze out or go over, I don't know, however you want to think about it, the middle two here, which are the same thing, right? I forgot that there was a, nope, okay. Boom. The middle hypothesis and conclusion, and just skip to the end. If it is sunny, then we will play on the swings. So let's see if we can do it with the next one. So if Anna waters her garden, then the plants will grow. Okay, so garden, water garden, plants grow. Nice. Here we go. It ties it again. So plants grow, plants grow. Then she will pick vegetables. Okay, so if plants grow, she'll pick vegetables. Pick veggies. Oh, and then again, it ties it again. If she picks vegetables, then she can put tomatoes on her sandwich. So the law of syllogism says we can just go from the very beginning and go all the way to the end. So then our statement becomes, if Anna waters her garden, and then we skip to the end, then she will put tomatoes on her sandwich. Amazing. Okay. Now, just one page of practice problems. Okay, using deductive reasoning, we're using the law of syllogism for most of these, and then just a little deductive reasoning here at the beginning, okay? And then you've got a little challenge, which I highly recommend that you do. And yeah, we have a quiz on Wednesday, so make sure if you don't know, if you didn't really understand these notes, you ask me a question tomorrow in class or you shoot me a message, okay? I will see you soon.